Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is our first live TRIDENTcast ever. We are live on the internet right now, but if you're watching this on YouTube, we are no longer live. Let's get it started. This is the TRIDENTcast. All right, hey, we are back.
Is it so you can see how cool it is now when it's not
right? Exactly when it's not edited. It's all
big explosion.
It's all super lame when it's not edited. So yeah, if you're joining us right now, we're live. Let us know in the chat what you think, how the audio is sounding. This is our first experiment doing something completely live. And for those of you who've never watched the TRIDENTcast before, this is our monthly little podcast check-in thing where we talk about all the things we did this week and stuff. So
and what we did and what's coming up.
So first off, let me thank everybody out there for 6,000 subscribers to our YouTube channel. I was all excited about 5, you know? Yeah. And it was like, oh guys, oh my god, oh we're gonna hit 5, and then we hit 5. I'm like, yay! And I come back 3 days later and it's like 6.1. I'm like, what happened?
That means we have more YouTube subscribers and Facebook follows now.
We do. Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah. And
thank you guys.
And I will say, we got our first YouTube monies.
First evers.
We got our first check.
Wow.
We got a check in the mail. Yeah, I spent it all on these 2 beers. These imported Hitachi no Nest beers. These were some beers that I had left over from. We did a bunch of Fangs Metal Beer Club. I went to the Legions of Metal Fest this last weekend down in Chicago, and since there was a bunch of our friends were going to be there, I decided to just grab like 15 different weird ass beers, and we shot like 9 episodes, but I still have a bunch left over from the ones that we didn't use.
Where'd you even find those?
So I grabbed a couple here in Madison, and then we stopped at Mitsuwa. And so I grabbed the Hitachi no Nest beers in Mitsuwa. So I thought we could do a little mini Fangs Metal Beer Club here. I've got the...
those are different then.
They're different. I've got the XH, which is matured in sake casks. And I think this is just a regular ale. Yeah, it's a strong ale. And then I've got the Nipponia, which is, brewed with Japanese ancient barley, Kaneko Golden, and Sorachi Ale hop, which was developed in Japan. So this one's a Pilsner, this one's a strong ale. Which one do you want to try first?
Strong ale, obviously.
Strong ale?
Or I mean, should we get lighter than heavier?
Well, I guess if you want to be real about it, Brian, fine.
All right, let's try.
Such a party pooper.
Let's try the...
Well, I mean, because otherwise you drink the really strong beer and it kind of...
Yeah, you're right, okay.
Go, Brian! Oh! So you might notice that Brent is not here tonight. He is afloat in the Pacific Ocean. His ship got wrecked, and he's made a new band. They're all made up of volleyballs.
There is literally no place that Brent isn't going this year.
Yeah, the dude's crazy.
Are they called Wilson and the Spaldings?
Oh, Wilson and the Spaldings. That's a good one. All right.
Well done.
All right. Well, cheers, gentlemen. Let's try the Nipponia. Oh.
Reach.
Oh my God! Everybody's got to do it.
Ooh.
Smells like a beer.
For a Pilsner, it doesn't smell half bad.
Huh.
Oh, that's got a lot of body to it for a Pilsner. Holy cow.
You know, that's quite delicious.
It's almost like just a tiny touch of citrus.
Yeah. It's wow. If you gave this to me and you said this is a Pilsner, I would say no, it's not. It's more kind of like a wheat beer, right?
Yeah. Like a very light wheat.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's where I'm getting the citrusy thing from.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Again, I'm not normally a Pilsner guy, but I like it. Again, I feel like Hitachino is probably my favorite of the Japanese breweries I've tried.
Yeah.
It's just like a little hint of hops on like the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, it's good.
It's
interesting.
It's really good. It's really good. All right. We have our first chat ever. Tan Wang. Hey, Tan Wang. How you doing? All right.
Hi there.
Yeah, this is our first live show ever. First chat ever was from Tan Wang. I think
Here's what I'm doing tonight.
Here's what I'm doing tonight. All right, this is what we're doing tonight. We're
Yes.
drinking beer. So we got 6,000 subscribers. It keeps going up. We got YouTube money coming in. Stuff's crazy right now. You know. I slightly upgraded the in-ear box. I bought a wireless router, so now our signal is way better.
Nice.
We got a bunch of new stickers. Aki, would you share the camera? So we got these awesome blue Lords of the Trident Test Your Might stickers. Let me get it up to the live stream here so these guys can see it. Oh, sorry. No.
Oh.
Here.
Just get behind you there.
I can't stop saying "ope."
I know.
Everything
I was at work
now,
and I noticed that how often I do it in a single
any
day.
movement I make,
Oh, look at all
it's like
noises.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I got a patch for my battle jacket that says, "Ope, just gonna sneak right past you," and I put it on my right shoulder. So when I was kind of like moving through the crowd, you know, and I'd stand in front of a person for a few seconds, I'd hear him like go like.
Clearly,
So it
that's a
looks like
Wisconsin thing for any.
You're going to be at
Yep.
Bratfest, so please come up and say hi to us.
Yeah, we're coming to Broadfest this Saturday noon at the Island stage,
Which is in the tent.
Yeah, thankfully we don't have to suffer through like 95-degree weather because I don't know.
I think it is supposed to be like still 80 degrees.
Oh, I don't know if anybody knows this
okay.
out there, but leather does not breathe.
I will take 80. Because last year was like 96, and you were in the shade, but I got to stand in
Yeah,
the
you
sun
were
for
like
the whole set.
Straight.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe you didn't come off like as a lobster, basically.
I almost lost it.
Yeah.
On the way off, I almost all my vision went blurry for a second, but then I dumped some water on my head and
But what's also
got
nice
it back
about going
together.
early is 81's probably going to hit at like 2 or 3 o'clock. So
Right.
or at noon we'll probably have like a nice 70 or 60 something, which will be perfect.
That'll be nice. And we get to play. We get to we just get to eat a whole crap ton of brats. But Brian over here, he has to play like 7 more times that day.
only once, but yeah. So yeah, I play with my cover band at 4 o'clock that day. Then same stage. So
Yep.
yeah.
So stick
and
around.
then it's Smash Mouth time.
Then it's
Wasn't Smash Mouth on? I thought they were on Friday.
Maybe they are. I don't
All right.
know.
So Smash
But-
Mouth is opening for us.
One band that I just realized is playing Saturday night is Last Crack.
Oh, Last
And
Crack is
so
playing?
yeah,
Oh,
they're on
shit.
it. They're on I think at 7 on one of the stages, and they've kind of been making. I think they put out a new record. They've been making like the Max Inc. again and stuff. And I want to hear what it's all about because I don't really know much about them.
I don't either.
So I kind of want to hear what's going on with
I think I
it.
heard something about them on the radio today. Paul Shooter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he plays guitar in it, I believe.
Rocker used to like roadie for them when they went on tour in Iceland or something. He was like with them in Iceland. So yeah. So Aki, do you know anything about Last Crack?
Never heard of them
All right,
before.
well,
what's their deal?
They were a big deal. I guess they were big in like the '90s. They almost got signed and blew up and went crazy, and something happened. I don't know much about Last Crack, but yeah.
I think they were officially signed to Roadrunner back in the day.
Oh wow.
Because when I was talking to Monty Connor with Luna back then, he was talking about you guys and Last Crack, the 2 bands out of Madison that
What style of music are they?
They're like I think they're
rock,
like
I
hard
think.
rocky. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Well, that's cool. All right. Well, come see us. We're at Broadfest this Saturday, Saturday the 25th on the Island stage at noon. Come for the metal, stay for the brats, and you'll get home before...
And the beer.
And the beer. Yeah. So we've got... coming back to the stickers, we got those new Lords of the Trident stickers, but we also have brand new Mad with Powerfest stickers, which I'm going to show first to this camera here. And I'll show to the live stream.
Bum bum.
Yeah, there's our new Mad with Powerfest stickers.
Bum ba dun 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 dun. Bum ba dun 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 dun. Bum ba dun dun ba dun ba dun.
Yeah.
Bum ba dun 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 dun. Nice.
Designed by John Hoban, our good friend. He actually did the artwork for last year's Mad with Powerfest, and since this is Mad with Powerfest 3, everything is Super Mario Brothers 3 themed. So all the shirts, all the stickers, all the artwork is all...
My my favorite part of that is the little corner where it says Tridento seal of approval.
Yep.
That's my favorite part of the whole
You're
thing.
welcome.
That's really good.
Tridento. Well, and then last year on the marquee of the arcade machine for the poster, it said Tridentari.
Oh yes, yeah.
So there's no good way of putting Trident with
a second to get it.
Yeah.
And I would help if I looked at the logo. I was like, Tridento. What
Tridento.
the hell? What's the reference? But now
Hey, Larry's watching. Hey, Larry, how's it going? Larry and I
Cheers, my man.
filmed a bunch of Fangs Metal Beer Club episodes, not this last weekend, but the weekend before. Came in and we tried, I don't know, we must have tried like 6 different beers. By the end, we were having a nice old drunken time, and then we went and saw him play in Reloaded down at the Hody.
Yeah, it was great because we were playing. It was the first time this has ever happened. We were playing "Don't Stop Believing," for the 8 millionth time, and we're, stranger waiting. Larry's standing right in front, just full on headbanging at that point. It was amazing.
Yep, and Brian's like, I don't think anybody has ever headbanged to "Don't Stop Believing" ever before.
Yeah, and Larry was giving it his all, and it was amazing. It's like Brent threatening to come up and start thrashing like in Figaro during our slow harmonized thing at the beginning. like we're going ba and Brent comes up and starts going
that'd be
the most amazing thing ever.
Amazing.
Yep.
Anyway, I digress.
Okay. So we got new stickers. We got 6,000 subscribers, and let's see. And then I was at Legion's Metal Fest in Chicago this weekend, so I can give you guys a little synopsis of what happened at Legion's. So I was telling the guys before the cast started that our friends and a band that was actually going to open for us on this last tour, Paladin, out of Atlanta, opened the show, and oh my god, they kicked so much ass. They sounded so good live. They really destroyed it. It was really, really cool to see those guys.
And so, like power metal drink water.
Yep. If you're not watching this live, I will put up some Paladin right up here so you can kind of see what's going on.
I hope they dress up and give them a name.
They do not.
Have we played with them or no?
We have never played
Okay,
with them.
all right.
No,
Okay.
no, you guys you'd remember.
Okay.
They were really, really good. So I saw a bunch of bands. Some of the highlights for me was I finally got to see. Well, we saw them again, but I got to see after many years Twisted Tower Dire out of North Carolina, and Reed Rogers, aka Carburetor Fixer, was playing with Twisted Tower Dire, and man, they also had a really, really good set. Who else? Junkyard Amy was there. You remember seeing Junkyard Amy with all the piercings and all the... Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever met her.
I'll put a picture of Junkyard Amy
I
up
feel
here.
like probably we have, and then we're just not remembering.
Yeah. Junkyard Amy was super... Oh, man, she's so much fun. Her band Solicitor was the first one. And they solicited some good applause. Let's see. So I got to see the first night. I got to see Liege Lord. They were headlining. And
Not Siege Lord, but
no,
Liege
Liege Lord. And I think I have a Liege Lord. I think I've got Master Control in my LP collection, and that was like their big hit. And like they were pretty good, but there was a lot of like and there was a lot of like in the vocals. You'd be like there's a lot of like that going on. Kyle says hi, everybody. Hey Kyle, how's it going?
Hey Kyle.
So yeah, there was a lot of like kind of going on, but they played really well. Okay, so the big headliner of the whole thing on Saturday night was Cirith Ungol, right? Has anybody, Brian? Have you seen Cirith Ungol before?
Uncle?
But they seem to play like Randy has them for NYDM like every single year. I feel like
He had them like last year. I don't know. They were underground for a while, but yeah, maybe they played more than once. I'm probably gonna get roasted for saying this, but I was going in. So Michelle had really talked them up, like really, she's like, oh, the recordings are not good. Don't listen to any of their CDs or LPs, but like go see them live because they're really good live. And I will say the instrumentation was really, really good live, but the singer was like, it was. And I'll have to show you. I'll put some Cirith Ungol up here, but I'll have to show you like after this TRIDENTcast some live footage because it felt like Cirith Ungol back in like the 70s. They were at band practice and they just started as a band, and the lead singer was singing normally, and he's like dragons, blah, dungeons, you know. And then one day he came to band practice and he was like super pissed off at his wife, and he was making fun of her like while he was singing. He's like, take out the garbage, you say, don't wash the dishes like that, you know. And the rest of the guys in the band were like, wait, go with that. And then they made like a 40-year career out of it, you know. So
okay then.
I mean, it really was. It was like, you know, come on and join the Black Machine. And I couldn't, you know, help but think that he was just making fun of his wife the entire set, you know. Like, so
okay.
So I don't know. Cirith Ungol maybe not my favorite. They were really fun to watch live though. I mean, they were cool. But yeah, vocals were interesting.
What, the 2 guitars, bass, drums?
Yeah, okay. 2 guitars, bass, drums. I saw there was a band called Culprit, where like one guy had like all white leather and like white, like dyed blonde hair, like twisted over to the side, and he was like playing the bass, and he was all like kissy face, and he'd do a bunch of like high kicks and like spinning around real fast. He'd be like kind of a thing
without tearing his pants.
Somehow he made it work. It was so they brought out a blacklight specifically for the guitar. Like they set down a blacklight in front specifically for the guitarist who had like a blacklight reacting guitar and like blacklight strings, and it didn't really work all that well because there was so much light on the stage already.
Yeah.
But so you know, there were a lot of good bands, a lot of bands that were like that, you know, were okay. It was cool because like a lot of our friends were there, a lot of people, a lot of North Carolinians, you know, were there. We filmed, like I said, 9 episodes of Fangs Metal Beer Club over the 2 days.
Oh wow!
Michelle and I got some collagen face masks in the shapes of cats and dogs, and we did a collagen facial on Fangs Metal Beer Club. It was
nice.
It's pretty great. God, we ate so many donuts. There's a beer I have to show you. In fact, I might just get it. There is one of this place, Motor Row Brewing, brewed a beer.
I think I saw it in there by accident.
Called the Sour Batch Double IPA. It's a double IPA that's brewed with like a ton of Sour Patch Kids. Right, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be absolutely horrendously terrible, but actually it's really good.
Actually pretty good.
You drink it, and it's like, oh, what'd you do? What'd you do?
Look what you did, you little
Look
jerk.
what you did. So you drink it, and it's kind of like you get the aftertaste of like Swedish Fish, right? So it's like the candy end of the Sour Patch Kids, and not like the sour of it. And it's actually really, really, really good. I liked it a lot.
I saw the can you posted. It's a cool can. It looks
all right. Well, hey, people watching live, if you buy a super chat, you will make us drink. So if you buy a super chat, one of us will have to drink, and I'll have to go get the Sour Patch Ale. I'll just have to make it happen. I guess it's gonna have to do.
It'll have to do.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of great contacts were made at the Legions Fest. A lot of merch was bought. I got some new patches. I got a Nightmare patch and got an Eternal Champion pin. You know, just like the Sega CD game. Dude, the Eternal Champion singer is like 6'5" and like gigantic, you know, like protein and like, you know, shakes and like, let me bench your entire body with my bicep. You know, it's like, yeah, dude's huge. Okay. You know, and he is very energetic on stage. Yeah.
So stay out of his way when he starts thrashing around.
Starts thrashing. So that was my weekend. I saw a lot of metal. It was really fun. Yeah, that's about it.
Nice.
Did you guys have any metal weekends?
Not metal. Not even a little bit.
I played rock and roll at Ruth's Chris on Saturday night, and it was weird. I mean, weird for them to have like a full-on rock band. Mm-hmm. We set up out on the patio.
Yeah, the
and all things,
steak place, right?
Yeah. All things considered, it turned out really well. We played for about 90 minutes before the rain started, and everyone was happy and enjoyed it. So
cool.
And it was a unusual place to set up Reloaded and play, to say the least.
Are they new on that side of town?
Oh, it's the same Ruth Chris. It's been on University for years.
Oh. That's weird. Where did they put you?
On the back patio.
Oh, okay. Huh. All right.
And then otherwise, it was just birthday shenanigans the other 2 nights. So
cool.
Yeah.
Who won mini golf?
I don't know.
As it should be.
You had too much fun, and you don't know who won.
If I honestly, if I had to choose someone, it would probably be Brent. I think.
Yeah.
And I was close, but Brent got a better score than me, and the girls were all over the place.
Sure.
So we split into teams. It was me and Brent and Ian on one scorecard, and then Andrea, Heidi, Alyssa, and Paula on the other. Mm-hmm. And
boys versus girls.
Kinda, yeah. But even though there were 4 of them, they managed to still like get done before we did, and kept having to wait on us somehow. Because I think they were just, I don't know what they were doing, but I think we were taking it a smidge more seriously.
Okay, all right.
Protocol.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, so we've got they're debating in the chat about double IPAs. I've found that I don't like IPAs.
IPAs taste like butt, though.
IPAs do taste like butt in general. I've been starting to like double IPAs just because I think they cut the hoppiness a lot when you get all that alcohol in them.
Oh,
have you ever had the Ale Asylum Action Jackson?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is good, and that will mess you up.
Oh yeah.
See, if you
will get right on top of you.
If you like the hoppier side of double IPAs, Torpedo from Sierra Nevada is a really good double IPA, and it's like everywhere. So it's like a good standard. It's kind of what I base double IPAs off of.
I used to hate them, and it was, I think it was when I was living in North Carolina, actually, like something shifted in my taste buds, and all of a sudden I was like, yeah, I'm actually kind of thirsty for that. And then I got one. I'm like, oh, that's fucking good. So it's like, and that was, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, and ever since then, it's usually like a summer beer for me, but I enjoy the Fantasy Factory is a good one.
Fantasy Factory is pretty good.
That's a local Madison one as
they
well.
They have a double now.
Do they?
Yeah.
I haven't tried that. The Fantasy Factory is good. That's Carbon 4. And then the Hopalicious is pretty good too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's pretty drinkable. It's pretty mild by IPA standards, but
it is. Yeah.
Technically, it's an APA, I suppose. Yeah. But
they have Alisam has far better IPAs. I don't know.
You're a hop guy.
I used to be, and now I'm far more dark and strong beers.
Well,
than anything.
That's the way to go.
And
I mean, I would still take a stout or something dark.
Yeah.
Dunkel.
Right.
Speaking of dark and strong ales,
yeah.
Shall we, gentlemen?
Shall we?
See, I started liking good beer off of IPAs, so like I have a soft spot for it in my heart. But recently, it just hasn't been like hitting the spot,
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Issues like finishing them.
Did I turn this video? I think they said the super chat's only for public video. I don't think I put this video in public. Oh no! All right, we're back live again. Now we're public. Sorry about that, everybody. This is our first time doing it. Got a few little hiccups, so that means since Sarah
look at the color
gave
of
us
that.
a super chat, we all have to super try this super beer. This is the Hitachi no Nest XH matured in sake cask. This is a strong ale.
What's the ABV?
I don't know. What is the ABV on this guy?
8%. It's up on the top.
Is it?
Is that what it said?
8%. Let's give it a shot.
I was thinking 8.
Oh.
It's
Wow.
like more of a sour.
And
Yeah.
it's like tart
that's
right away.
So, I will admit that I generally don't like sours.
Uh-oh. Somebody gave us another $2, everybody.
I'm fine with IPAs. Sours generally kind of bother me.
This isn't a bad sour though.
But if sours are like this, I could get down on it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Thank you, Avatar Squadron. Thank you for your donation for our alcoholism.
Avatar Squadron. That's interesting.
D-frickin' licious. I like this. This is really good. It's got a nice tart start to it. Kind of smooths off. You get a little bit of that sake sweetness at the very end.
Yeah.
I like it, man. Oh.
I will say this. I am going to, speaking of Avatar, they are playing at the Sylvie tomorrow night. So I will be there. And it's them and Devin Townsend playing acoustic. I'm not sure what that's all about.
Yeah.
But
and Dance with the Dead.
Oh,
man.
And then 68.
Oh, yeah.
So anyone there, if anyone else out there in internet land who's going to be at that show, feel free to say hi if you see me out tomorrow night.
Yep.
I will be there.
Sarah said she's going to be there. Sarah
Sweet.
Close.
Is that the band that you learned apart for a lesson?
Yeah. I learned the intro to I think it's called Legend of the King or Legend, something like that.
The guy's playing guitar,
and it's pretty shreddy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I it's interesting, and I've been actually grappling with this. I'm not sure if I should do it or not. A lot of people, and by a lot I mean like 4, but a handful of people, a small handful of people have watched that video and said, "Dude, I need tabs for that. Like, put the tabs up."
Ah.
And so I've been kind of thinking how I should handle that, if I should do that or not.
Matthew Elvis just gave us $2.
Another drink. Sorry, continue, Brian.
And there's a part of me that, like, usually when I...
Thank you, Matthew.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
Ooh.
If I should charge for it, but maybe not, because it's not... I just did a tab of it. I didn't write it or anything.
Yeah.
Or if I should just put it up for free, or if I should not put it up, or I'm not sure.
I would say, like, for your first couple, maybe put them up for free. Maybe put a little, if in the tagline, say, like, if you like this, give $1 to our Patreon or something like that. I mean,
That's
can do
a
that.
good idea.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Because I've had a small handful of people be like, "Dude, tabs for this," and then finally one guy, the latest comment is just like, "Guys, it's a video of his hands playing this. Just figure it out. He already gave you everything you need. Just figure it out."
Yeah.
So,
well, that's easy enough for a mid-level guitarist to say, but I can understand, like a beginning level, like going like, oh crap, what is he doing? So
yeah.
I think one of the challenges too is, like, not to go down a rabbit hole on this, but like some guitarists are very like scalar sequence type guitarists, like Paul Gilbert style ones, and you can be like, okay, he's doing like an A minor run, and everything he's playing is, up, down, alternate picked, and it's all fitting neatly, for each downbeat or whatever.
Yeah.
But then, like, I feel like a lot of solos, especially if you look at a lot of like 80s ones by like semi-shredders, there's always like, maybe they're playing even a little sloppily, like still awesome, but like they're not quite, the notes aren't like an even grouping or whatnot.
Right.
And that could be really hard to kind of like...
Hard to figure out what they're
Yeah,
playing.
maybe like some of it's picked and some of it's legato, and... you look at a lot of greats, and they didn't really fit even note groupings or whatnot. Consider a lot of those like tapping parts even by like Van Halen, like on Beat It or whatnot. Like just the notes are kind of like an odd grouping and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We Matthew asked a question. Any plans of coming to Texas in the near future? Yes. We had talked about doing this year, either doing a West Coast run or doing a Europe tour, and we are doing Europe, and so we've pushed our West Coast run out until like early 2020. But for us to do the West Coast run, it makes the most sense to just go down and then west. So the plan was to go down from Wisconsin and hit maybe the top of Texas, and then scoop over into like Arizona and New Mexico, and then kind of scoop our way back up the West Coast, and then come back through like Salt Lake City. So yeah, if we hit Texas, then it'll be kind of like the tippy top of Texas. We probably won't be going all the way down to the I don't know what the bottoms of Texas is colloquially called.
Like Houston.
Yeah, what is it? The top of Texas?
Dallas is the closest big city, I think.
Okay, so yeah.
Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Yeah.
As my composition professors called it, the Venice of the West. And I'm like, really? He's like, no.
But yeah, so yeah, probably Texas. Although Texas is so big, it's hard for us to hit all of it. Obviously, or maybe even get anywhere near you. So, he says the taint of Texas. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. We got a couple other shows coming up. So we're playing Broadfest. For those of you just joining us, the live stream, I was an idiot. I didn't put it on public. We're going to be playing Broadfest this Saturday, May 25th at noon on the island stage, which is inside the tent, thank God. And then we're also playing with Psycho Stick next weekend in Milwaukee and H1Z1 as well at an arcade. Yay! Yeah. So,
Hermit Arms.
I'm excited to see what they've done with that venue and how they've made it into an arcade now.
Yeah, me too.
Because H1Z1 used to be... Or is that a...
Oh, no. H1Z1 is the opening band. You were
Sorry,
thinking of,
my bad. I don't know what I'm saying.
You were thinking of... you were thinking of the Metal Grill.
Yeah. It used to be the Metal Grill.
Used to be the Metal Grill.
All right.
And then before, it was like... Start with an L?
It was Vanooks.
Oh, Vanooks before.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a different place.
That's what it was called when I played it way back in the day with Luna and Otto.
So it is a storied venue with many different places or many different owners, and now it's an arcade. So I'm excited for that. I hope they still have the good stage.
I know. I'm trying to picture where they fit all the arcade games, just along the walls, I would imagine. But
yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Something that kind of struck me kind of odd, like just kind of interesting is. Recently, I had a coworker that was going away, and they had their like going away party at that I think it's relatively new arcade bar on Willie Street, just as it like hit the Capitol.
Yeah.
And I went in there, and it was like a Thursday or Friday night, and it was just like super hopping.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was interesting is like everyone there seemed so young, like I would guess 25 or younger, and. It's just really funny because I was like, boy, like, I don't think any of these people actually, like, grew up at arcades. Like, I still remember going to arcades in, like, the mid-90s or something, and back then I never imagined arcades dying off. You know what I mean?
Right.
There are all these games, for example, that you could only play at the arcade and not on a console. And now it's so funny, like, seeing all these people who are a lot younger than us, and... it's cool that they're into it, but I think it's so funny that for them it's like this hip thing that's like, oh, look at these retro games. And
right.
It's just funny.
You have to put in quarters? What?
Right, and it's just interesting because like it was such a staple growing up with my friends. I remember I had 2 birthday parties at arcades.
Mm-hmm.
I like that this arcade does quarters because there's a lot of arcade bars that'll do like their special tokens. You put dollars in instead of quarters, you get these like gold tokens you can only use there. So you can
and you forget it at the end of the night. You're like, oh my god, why did I buy $20 worth of the IO tokens?
Yeah,
Son of a bitch.
I remember, getting frustrated with arcades once. I'm a fan of like the fairly simple games. The Ninja Turtles arcade game, the Street Fighter 2, the Mortal Kombat, and as things started getting more complex. And it started becoming like 75 cents, $1, $1.25 a play. I started getting frustrated, and granted at that point I had also gotten a guitar, so then I spent way more time playing guitar than playing arcade games. But it was about that time that I was just like, I'm not into this anymore. Like I don't want it, 75 cents just to start. Like get out of here, no way.
Yeah,
fuck that.
I remember like the real like. Popular games were like 50 cents.
Right.
Or like the real big, like when they had the hologram game that they, that was as big as this room and they had the thing, it was like when it was like, that was like $1 and but you were playing a hologram, so it was like, oh my god.
Like 50 cents to start, 25 cents to continue. Like I can live with that, but like $1.25 to start, like no.
Because that you're gonna die in the same amount of time as like
you put in 5 quarters. That's about how long your game will last.
A lot of those shooting games, Area 51 or whatnot, on the later levels, you die constantly.
Right. Those quarter eaters, man. Yeah,
I think for me, like the big appeal was a lot of those arcade games that you really couldn't ever get on a console. Like some of those Capcom fighter games, like Alien vs Predator, the good one, and Warriors of Fate, or I think it might have been called Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah,
like just those ones that you could never they never came out on consoles. So now we can play them on ROMs, but they just it's not quite the same, or you could never get anything that was quite the same.
People have actual little...
Taco Beer Cheese 69 says that hologram game was terrible, worst cowboy ever. Yeah. I would agree. It's burned into my memory like, it's quiet around here, too quiet, whoop! And then you die every single time, and unless you put in the perfect timing.
Luna the Raven, as a non sequitur, has asked, "What's your favorite style of music to play other than rock or metal?"
That's a good one for Brian, because you play a little bit of everything. What is it, Brian?
I enjoy things that sound like The Police or U2 that are kind of cool and atmospheric. From a technical point of view, honestly, what I really enjoy doing is country chicken picking.
Chicken picking.
Because that's a lot of that stuff is very technical and very challenging, and you can't hide behind the distortion. You have to just play it like you mean it and hit every note. And I do actually moonlight with I'd play in a couple cover bands, and I do on one of them. I actually play some old school Jerry Reed country instrumentals, and they're very challenging, and I have to keep them under my fingers all the time, or I biff them when I play live. So,
yeah, for me, I play a lot of funk other than metal, and funk I always kind of considered to be my main genre. Actually, it's kind of where before I started playing with these guys, where my more wheelhouse playing was. And I play with a girl from Madison. Her name's Rain Stern. She does a lot of her own original music, but she does a lot of like blues, funk, kind of John Mayer-esque writing.
Touches of reggae.
Yeah, some songs have some reggae mixed with that kind of funk genre.
Yeah.
So that stuff is that's my favorite style to play other than metal. And I play in a cover band too that also kind of focuses on funk covers, funk pop rock. So anywhere like where you can just like put four on the floor, lay back, and like have fun, it's a great time.
Aki, how about you?
I'm kind of boring this area. I mean, more of like outside of metal, like maybe I'll play some lighter like vintage rock type stuff. Like sometimes it's kind of fun just to like play like AC/DC or Led Zeppelin, stuff from like 70s, early 80s or whatnot. Sometimes I like to play along to like synthwave tracks and like add solos and harmonies and whatnot, which is fun. And sometimes I like learning some more like ambient kind of guitar stuff. Like I'm subscribed to a bunch of ambient guitar channels and whatnot. I can't pronounce his name, but this French Canadian guy's like Antoine something. He does awesome stuff for Chords of Orion. And I really love like learning some like the very like ambient buckethead meanderings. I plays clean or whatnot, like bluesy licks. But I guess I don't really stray too much outside of like the metal, rock, some blues.
For me lately, I've been doing a lot of opera, and it's mostly just like doing voice lessons with my teacher. But it's been a lot of really, really, really challenging opera stuff. A lot of like high tenor stuff. So that's been fun. I like that stuff. Way more challenging than you'd think, or maybe not. I don't know. I find it pretty challenging. So that's fun for me. So we got other than Psycho Stick coming up on June 1st, we're also playing at the Riff Raff Fest at the High Noon on June 15th. And then we're playing again at the High Noon, but out in the patio on the 4th of July. And it's going to be an acoustic set. So those are, and then after that we've basically got Mad with Power, and that's the run of shows up until August. Speaking of which, if you haven't gotten your ticket for Mad with Power yet, please get your ticket soon. We have, I think, 160 general admission left. Everything else is sold out. Tickets have actually been selling still at a pretty steady clip, we're really excited for this year. If we sell out this year, we're going to move to 2 days next year, more than likely. So let it, grab a ticket, madwithpowerfest.com. And come to the fest. It's going to be a hell of a show. And I think this is a perfect time to say thank you to our sponsors, Wheelhouse Whiskey, Boss Mead, and SKB Cases, baby. Woo! If you want to throw anything down the stairs, make sure you put it in the SKB case first, and it'll be perfectly fine. If you want to set it on fire and throw it down the stairs, get that SKB case on there, baby. Woo! Smash that like button. Hit that bell.
Smash that guitar. I mean, no, don't do that.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that.
Smash that like.
Smash that like button.
I had a quick question.
Yes, Aki.
Do you guys? I've never asked this. I'm kind of curious because it's something I'm into. But do you guys all have like a favorite YouTube music channel that you guys like to watch?
No.
YouTube music channel? Not necessarily.
Like one by like an artist or like people who like, you know.
Would it count if it's like music education channel?
Yeah, it could be that too.
I think Adam Neely is my favorite. I got to meet him at NAMM, and that was like, I was a little starstruck. I'm like, oh my god, it's Adam Neely! Ah, you know. And I got a picture with him, and it was great. And Sarah was there.
To be honest, I don't use YouTube like all the kids do these days.
To listen to music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just use it to like look up videos or look up like a specific. I go there for a specific purpose, not to like search stuff out. Sometimes you fall down the rabbit hole, but I'm fairly bad at subscribing to people's channels.
Really?
Yeah.
I always find like I never have enough time, and I find all these great videos, and I keep adding them to my watch list, like watch later list.
Oh, and you have it like a mile long.
Oh my god, I have to like go down, let it load like 6 times to get to the bottom.
Oh man.
Yeah.
In terms of like a music channel that I just like to put on in the background, I'd say the Blaze Bus.
Oh yeah.
I love the Blaze Bus.
Yeah. I should explain, by the way, when I said music, that's cool. I guess I didn't mean like a channel that plays just music. I meant one bot, kind of like you said, Adam Neely, like
by an artist.
Exactly. Or yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'd still have to say Adam Neely. I guess I don't go out to search specifically for music. There's no channels that I'm subscribed to that regularly put out like music covers like, you know, every week that I'm like watching or anything like that. But you probably have channels that are like that. Do you have any suggestions for ones I should check out?
I do have numbers I really like.
Oh,
but
come on, Aki, lay down the wisdom here.
I don't know if you'd enjoy them if you. I mean, you do play guitar. But,
well, I might not enjoy them, but the people watching might enjoy them.
I think like one of my favorite is Ben Eller, and he's like a big fan of Troy Grady, who's like one of the main people who've pushed, you know, pick slanting for faster picking and whatnot, but. Ben Eller, he has this great channel where he has like different series, and one is hilarious is why you suck at guitar. And he's like, your hands don't coordinate well or whatnot. And every time he has like a lesson where he has like a lick, and he actually has like for free offers a transcription of the lick, and he plays it. It's always funny. He plays at full speed, and then he plays at stepdad speed.
Stepdad speed?
Yeah, and he always makes these jokes about real father and stepfather. And it's really funny, but helps that he's also really awesome on the guitar.
Yeah.
I also really like... they're not like amazing players and they don't ever play metal, but there's a really cool channel called The Pedal Show. And it's 2 British guys, and one of them actually makes pedal boards for giant big artists. Like one of them, he made a pedal board for Devin Townsend recently.
Oh wow!
But it's really cool. Like they have different episodes about like different types of pedals, like modulation or whatnot, and they'll have like 5 analog courses with Bucket Brigade chips and like digital ones, and they'll compare them and talk about how it's like they'll actually talk about like how effects work and where to put them in your chain, and they do all kinds of cool things like that. And they have like guest artists come on and talk about like their pedal boards and their effects and how they do sound, and
that's cool.
I don't know, I've been watching that one a bunch. And then lastly, I've talked about him sometimes during practice, but I really like this kid. I think he's only like 22 or something, but his name's Cameron Cooper, and he's out of the UK. And now it's crazy. I think he's endorsed by Charvel, and he even got to like meet and interview Gus G and play on stage with Steel Panther.
Oh wow!
But he's this amazing kid, like super friendly, and he offers like he does like free lessons again, and comes up with cool licks and whatnot to teach. And I don't know, I just love, like, even if I don't have my guitar on me, I sometimes just like watching these videos and like hearing these people chat, because they're genuinely like nice people too, and it's cool to hear their thoughts. And sometimes they'll be like, oh, I really like this lick, it's inspired by J.K. Lee, I always say he's the most underrated Aussie guitarist. I'll be like, ah, he's my favorite Aussie guitarist. So it's always fun. So,
cool.
Anyway, I'll let you go. Yeah,
okay, I get what you're asking now. I learned a lot of Rick Ram's licks.
Yeah.
So I learned those and practice those.
And I always love how he always goes like, "I'm doing spectacular. I hope you are."
Yeah, I'm doing extremely well, and I hope you are as well. And otherwise, honestly, when I have YouTube on, I like to watch video games. I like to watch people speedrun old Nintendo games. Lack Attack is the current world record holder for Legend of Zelda. He can beat that game like in 30 minutes, 29 minutes from front to end. And then the Speed Gaming channel where the dudes run the Zelda randomizer.
That's crazy.
Competitively. I get a great kick out of watching that. It's so cool. Usually what I'll do is I'll watch that and then practice while I do it. So I at least feel mildly productive. But it's really enjoyable, but I need to still be doing something.
Yep.
I feel like that's a great time to like play guitar unplugged and just doing like a little lick. So you're like watching, you're like
yes, the bongo lick. Yes,
you know. Yeah.
Well, hey everybody, let's cut the bull crap here. There's been a lot of chit chat. There's been a lot of talk. Blah 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 blah. Who's your favorite? This and that and whatever. We all know what you came here for. We know why you're watching this TRIDENTcast, because of America's favorite segment on the internet, ladies and gentlemen, curated just for you by Akira Shimada. Here it is, Aki's cat picture of the month. And because this is the first time we're doing this live, I didn't forget about you people in the chat. Trust me. I'm going to go over to my computer right now while Aki explains this beautiful cat picture right up here on the green screen. Explains this cat picture to the people who are watching this on the replay. But for you, I'm gonna type in a link to this cat picture so that you can see it live. Aki, I'm gonna walk right by you. I want you to explain this cat to you. Take that. I'm gonna explain this cat to everybody.
You know what's so funny? We've done this for like podcasts for many months, and my heart never stops beating really quickly when you start like talking it up like this. It's like whenever we're playing live and you're just like the amazing, the spectacular Asian. I'm just like, oh god, like I want to mess up this lick. But yeah, so for today's cat picture, I have a cat named Clement, and he lives at the Seven Stars bar off I think Chancery Street in London. And so, like, in London, a number of bars have bar cats, as I'm sure, like,
you got something for us?
To, various places having a resident cat to kill, pests and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like this picture because this cat, Clement, he's sitting in front of a picture of a past bar cat at that bar.
A past bar cat?
Yeah, like, are you opening it up right now, Ty?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so
look at that.
you can see a picture of a past one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so fancy.
And I did do, like, my usual Aki research, and I did type in the 7-star bars in London into Google, because I like to read, I love reading reviews, like, it's kind of a pastime hobby of mine. I'm, like, kind of obsessed with reviews, but, I had to look at pictures on Google Maps and Yelp to confirm, and indeed, they have pictures of that cat at the bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know is that collar thing? Did the bar put it on them, or is that?
Yeah,
like
the bar puts it on them,
okay.
and so you can chill with.
He's got to be proper.
Yeah, true.
With a Guinness or whatever other British beer, Irish beer, and
I'm so happy for this moment.
That's awesome.
What's the other? What's the British beer that we used to drink in college all the time?
Newcastle.
That's right. Yeah. So you can enjoy one of those and get a cat.
And get to pet a cat. All right.
What is the line from the Shaun of the Dead? Go to the Winchester, have a pint, wait for this whole thing to blow over.
Pet the cat. Wait for this whole thing to blow over.
Yeah.
All right.
Worry a little. Oh, sorry.
No. Go.
I love the idea of a bar cat. I'd be a little worried just because I know a lot of times, like, I feel like I don't know this for certain, but a lot of times, like, drinking in our countries, they don't always go to the extremes we do here, where we have like a culture of like really kind of over drinking, especially when you're younger. But
especially in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I would be worried about someone getting really drunk and hurting the cat or pulling its tail or something. So I'm actually pretty impressed they can keep a bar cat at in a place right in the middle of London.
You'd think that like the bar cat would probably figure out to like stay off of the floor as much as possible for people stumbling around. It probably like walks across the bar, probably jumps from like table to table.
Yeah.
It's probably very nimble.
I feel like if we had like a bar with a cat and someone tried to pull a tail, you'd do that thing at a time where you put like a handgun on top of the bar and you're just like, do it again.
Or they just grab them and
again.
toss them out, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Like a zero tolerance policy.
Do not fuck
You mess with the cat, you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Don't be that guy.
That's my policy here. Don't mess with the cat. Well, Aki, thank you so much for this amazing, award-winning cat picture.
Absolutely.
Hey, I hope you out there live on the live stream, I'm getting comments here. People love the cat pictures. We're going to keep them coming. Don't worry. This is America's favorite segment. Everybody tunes in for this one, so it's going to be...
Look at what Dan says.
Look at all the people.
Oh, Dan is there.
Look at all the people.
Dan, hello.
He aims to please.
All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's go to America's second favorite segment of the entire podcast. You know it. You love it. You better know it because... Ooh, you better,
You better.
You know, I'm so glad I finally heard that song.
Yeah, okay, so Brett had never heard the song You Better, You Better, You Bet by The Who, which this whole thing was loosely based off of while drunk. It was the first podcast. I'm like, what do I do with Brett? You know, like he's out here for the first time. I'm like, we're going to just have him do a segment. He's like, you know.
Yeah. Like every week.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were on the outskirts of Minneapolis when I finally brought that up a couple weekends ago.
That was a good call.
You better.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So Brett, what do you better do?
So for all you musicians out there, I haven't even told you guys this yet, but you better or you better not. I feel like we all need to control our habits of buying new instruments and gear.
Oh.
Because I'm picking up a new drum set on
What?
Friday.
Which one? Okay, how many drum sets is this now?
Well, 5, but the
Well,
stipulation
well,
is I'm going to sell one of them.
Okay.
yeah.
So it's the same kit I have, basically. Just it's same Gretsch Renown, but different color and a different style, an older one. So it's some different hardware, but it's like, you know, did we really need to do it? That's the question we ask? Is do we really need to buy new gear? Mm-hmm. Brian, what are you taking that? I know you have 7 guitars.
I do, but at the same time, I don't go too overboard. I get pretty emotionally attached to my instruments, and I make them work for me. I have not bought a guitar since the Blue Ibanez, and I've had that for 2-3 years already. It's been a little while.
You had it, what, a few months after joining the band, or 6 months after joining the band?
It was a little longer than that.
After I was in the band. I remember when you got it.
Because I had to make the jump. I had to quit using... It was around the time we started recording Shadows.
Right.
Because I had to quit using the pitch shifter on my Axe effects and then bite the bullet, tune my guitars down, and then get a guitar that I could keep in standard. That being said, I am going to buy a guitar, but it's so that I have a fixed bridge guitar for the Europe trip. So that I don't have to travel with 2 guitars. I can retune for drop C. And just also something that will be a little maybe sturdier for being body slammed on the tarmac. Because that's what those guys do.
Thank you, SKB, for making such great cases that, you know, you can body slam that guitar all day.
So I'm going to buy a new guitar for that. But other than that, no, I do my best to make the most out of what I've got and not make impulse purchases.
But it is to like really make lives easier because this will help facilitate that I'll have one kit for this band for touring, then one.
I was
kit.
not questioning you.
Oh no, it's more of the discussion along the lines.
So wait, are you selling the Blue kit?
No.
Oh, I was like, because that's a nice kit.
No, that'll probably I have to decide if that's gonna remain my Lord's kit or if the new one will be.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know, I could maybe make the new one, but I don't know, I have to figure that out. But then I can have one kit just be for Lords, then one kit just be for like all the funk stuff, any of that stuff. Then I have kits to practice on in multiple locations, and then like a specialty kit.
Okay.
You know, so I feel like it all justifies itself, but it's like, oh my god, I have 5 drum sets. What's wrong with me?
Well, and you know, I mean. For like maybe, you know, collecting anything. I mean, drum sets are one of the bigger pieces of instruments that, you know, it's like, oh, I collect gongs.
Right.
You know, it's like, you know. I mean, I'm on my 5th set of vocal cords at this moment.
Wow,
yeah,
impressive.
so
I guess I would add that, you know, of the 7 electric guitars I currently have, 4 of them are regularly used. 2 for this band, 1 for regular gigs, and then 1 I give lessons on. And so technically, and then I've got an 8-string, which, do I need it? Not right this second, but I absolutely need it for recording and when I want lower djenty sort of sounds or whatever, that modern metal sound.
for any more Beyonce covers.
Right.
We're gonna need
Do you have an 8 and a 7 string?
Just an 8.
It's an 8, okay.
My logic being that if I have an 8, I by default have a 7.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's... oh, sorry, I'll let you finish.
And then otherwise I've got so if I wanted to sell some, I have 2 guitars, one old Ibanez. I even broke the bridge, and then one like a PV Tracer that I've had since high school. That's really beat up.
I still have my high school guitar. It's got stickers all over it. And
So I could conceivably sell 2, but the other 5 I no, I need them. So.
Yeah. Luckily, I have basically another one of the ones that I have here that's just sitting in my crawl space, and like I was like, maybe one day I'll make like some makeshift drum kit out of some of the toms in there, but
is that the haunted kit?
yeah,
It's stuck in the crawl space.
it is.
Got the
Yes.
curse on it.
It does. So we'll send it off to somebody else and see how it fares for them. But yeah, the plan is buy a new one, get rid of something old, and then hopefully use all the new stuff. But I don't know. Maybe some people I think enjoy just collecting stuff. So to you guys, have at it. But
I think it's okay, like, what makes you happy. I just think if buying stuff is, like, if you're buying stuff more than you're practicing, then that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
definitely do your research and, like, make sure that it's, like, you're getting a good deal. If, like, you don't need something. Like, I didn't necessarily need this. It just makes things easier. But the deal I'm getting out of it is, like, this drum set's, like, $2,000. I'm getting it for under $1,000. Like,
Yeah, that's
how
pretty
can
good.
you pass that up?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so when deals come across, like, maybe just take advantage of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, if you're doing
You better.
You better.
your research and it's something you plan on getting at some point anyway, you know, then if you see a good deal, it makes sense to grab it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, don't hoard instruments that you heard it here.
God.
Woo! You better, you Brett. Ooh. Hey, who wants to?
Perfect.
Who wants us to open up the Sour Batch Double IPA brewed of Sour Patch Kids? Let us know in the chat. Oops, I did it anyway. All right. Well, let us know in the chat anyway. Let us know if you're here in the chat. This is our first ever live stream. TRIDENTcast. We're going to be, editing this and putting it up as per usual.
Do it.
Do it. All right, Matthew. You got it, buddy. Just for you.
You better.
Just a little
You
bit.
better.
I rode the motorcycle tonight.
You were,
so.
what? A motorcycle?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I noticed it in the driveway
I
and
didn't-
the big clunky boots.
Yes.
So yeah.
Brett, I had no idea you were a badass.
I told you guys I had a motorcycle.
Well,
when
yeah,
joined the
but I
band.
mean, I don't know. I didn't know.
It's fucking beautiful outside. We were practicing, so I was like,
Yeah.
You didn't think it was a badass? The forearms, the amount of women that hit
Well,
him?
but he's so nice though.
where are they? Tell me.
Yeah, he's so like he's like a gentle giant. He's so agreeable and nice, and he's soft spoken. He's a
Yes.
nice man.
Oh.
He's a nice guy. I like him. All
Well,
right.
cheers to Brett being a motorcycle riding nice guy.
Motorcycle riding badass who's really nice.
Nice.
Yep. All right.
That's weird.
I know, right? Isn't that crazy? Oh man.
Sarah Close
quite my
wonders
thing.
what kind of bike.
Oh, it's a Harley 883. So it's just a little guy. It's a custom, so it's got like the bigger tank on it. But so a Sportster 883 2004.
Cool.
So
And then it really does taste like Sour Patch when you're done.
Right. Can you?
That is weird.
Aki's face tells it all, right?
I'm not a fan of sweet stuff.
All right.
I appreciate trying it, though.
I like this beer. It's just it tastes like Swedish Fish at the end, or like the end of the Sour Patch Kids.
So Josh says, "Hi, Lucid guys."
Hello.
Hi to the guys in Lucid for me.
Lucid for me. Hi guys.
Hi, Lucid guys.
Yep. So one of the other things I had on our checklist
Touche, Doug. Touche.
is Oh, Doug. Yeah, I was gonna say. I told Doug has got like 30 guitars, right? And I joked with him. I said, oh, you basically run a music instrument store at this point. Like,
well, he also he sent me pictures of his latest one. It's this really nice kind of Brian Setzer Gretsch.
Yep, he sent that to me too. Yeah,
pretty sweet.
9% beer.
9% beer.
It doesn't taste like that. No, and that's dangerous.
Yeah.
I feel like it's crazy how much, if you don't play an instrument for like a month even, how much like I feel like maybe it's from leaving oils on the strings or whatnot, but how dull they sound and how like the setup changes. Like, I haven't quite bonded with the Charvel, which I kind of bought as a test new guitar, and I hadn't played it for probably a little over a month, and I took out the case, and all of a sudden the strings just felt like super dull and whatnot, and I'm guessing it's from like playing live or when I was sweating on my fingers, and then
do your fingers normally, do your hands sweat when you play?
I guess it sometimes, like, not normally, like if I'm just in I guess it kind of depends with just how hot the room is, like,
because some people definitely, like, they sweat like crazy.
I sweat a bit, but not a huge amount.
But yeah, I mean, if you leave any of that on your strings, they will dull, and then they will actually even rust.
Really? Yep. Yeah, like just playing the bottom string, like the metal round ones, I was just like, wow, it sounds really dull.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, as you probably have noticed, we have got the live streaming stuff generally figured out, and I'm not talking specifically about the TRIDENTcast right now, but I'm saying for those of you who are on our Patreon at the $10 or $15 level, the last couple of shows we've been able to both live stream and multi-track capture at the same time, and the Thor show actually came out really good on the live stream. It was a really steady stream. Of course, the live streaming that we do is dependent on the venue's Wi-Fi, which, depending on where you're at, can be shaky sometimes. Not the greatest. But the general gist of it is we've got the box figured out. We've got the live streaming figured out. So we're going to be planning on doing that for all the shows that we can in the future. We're obviously not going to be able to live stream Bratfest because it's outside. But, assuming X-Ray Arcade has got Wi-Fi, we'll be live streaming the Psycho Stick show.
Outside.
Outside. Yeah. But speaking of Thor, we should talk about
we didn't
the Peoria. We should talk about Thor in Peoria.
Was that 2 weekends ago already?
Yeah.
2 or 3.
2 or 3, one of them, yeah.
But
so we started in Peoria, technically Pekin, Illinois, with Inner Siege, and the Bakers came, and Kyle came, and
and
Shonda came, and and it was a good show. So it started Witchhammer.
That's it.
Started out,
think of that. Thank you.
Witchhammer started the show. They've been talking with us for a while and contacting us for like mix advice and stuff like that. And so it was really cool to see them perform for the first time. They had they had this big light show that they had all hooked up to MIDI and hooked up to their laptop, which I thought was pretty cool actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always, like, when I think of that, I always think of like
Post
Paradise, yeah, and how like crazy theirs is. But I feel like they have a good start like towards that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And then Inner Siege played.
Yep.
They had a guitar playoff.
That was fun.
Who could go faster? And they could both go really fast.
Yes.
Who won? We all won.
Yeah.
All of us did.
Robin won.
Robin won, yep.
Yeah. I went to the what was the name? The Twisted Spoke.
Twisted Spoke.
So yeah, I'm like, can I just have like a pint? And they're like, slam this mug down. It's like, you get this mug or the pitcher. Those are your two choices here.
Yeah, and the mug was like,
it was not a small mug. I would guess 20, at least 20, if not 24.
I think it's 20.
22.
22, yeah.
So yeah, so I had a PBR. I had one PBR. Robin had about 6.
Ooh. He was having a fun time.
He did. He was having a good time. Great guy. And then we played.
Mm-hmm.
And good crowd.
Good crowd. Time. Good show. Yeah. It was nice to be able to play the Twisted Spoke. Like, so the last time we played
proper.
Oh yeah. The last time we played the Twisted Spoke, it was on, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it was like our 2015 Southern tour, and there was the first stop on like our southern tour, and we were getting ready. It was with the old shitty van, and we were getting everything ready, and I was taking the van out. We were supposed to leave in like an hour, right? And so I'm like, oh, I'll take the van out to get a car wash, and inside of the car wash, the alternator blew. So, so I drive it back, and we tried to find. It was at like 4:45, and so we were trying to find some place that was still open that had an alternator. And luckily, the Midas like down the street had one, but it took them a couple hours to install it and test it out. And anyway, long story short, we get there like 5 minutes before we were supposed to take the stage and play, and we saw like a song by Inner Siege. Maybe it was 2014. Now that I'm thinking about it, we saw like one song by Inner Siege.
Yeah, because we released Frostburn in 2015.
Yeah, we were super bummed about it because we'd been trying to play with them, trying to see them for a while. Aki, didn't you find them?
I did.
Yeah. Aki found them, and man, what a band! Oof, they're so good.
And then Elliot meditated.
Yeah, we were all loading up, and Elliot was meditating in a field across the way, and we're like, God damn it!
Well, I find really funny is the potential that like when we went this time, it looked like they paved the other side of the street, so there's like no meditating band members. Everyone load.
Yeah, like they had a sign up that specifically said no meditating.
Yeah. So,
I was surprised to see how kind of big acts go through that little tiny bar.
Yeah, Powerman 5000 was playing.
Yeah, some other big, I can't remember, but yeah, Powerman 5000 stuck out. But,
Casket Robbery.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a tiny little place, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The sound guy was super cool, Dino.
Yeah, he was a really great
super
guy.
nice guy. Did a great job. Look forward to working with him again.
Mm-hmm.
I was very excited when I played that TNT riff.
Yes.
He played like TNT for us.
You single-handedly made his night.
Oh, you totally
that,
did.
So
Yeah,
well done.
It's amazing how many sound guys I talked to and they know like a number of famous people, because he was just like, he was immediately like, man, I've never seen a band play Ronnie Latecro riff. Like, he's like, oh boy, they're really nice guys. I met him, and I can't remember the name of the singer of the band, but yeah, who's also really good. But it's just like, it's kind of funny how many like random people like, I don't know, they're around the 80s and they met, they met these bands.
I mean, there were a lot of bands, but it's not that big of a world,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
when
think
you get right
especially
down
like
to it.
heavy metal and whatnot.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I think like we, if we're really into metal, like we know some more of the obscure metal bands, but at the end of the day, there weren't like that many big ones and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then that night we stayed in what we agreed was probably the best place we've ever stayed. Sorry, Steven, your party mansion is still number one in my heart, but it was outvoted.
Shower.
We stayed with Wade from Inner Siege, and he had this. Oh God! Not only did he have a bidet, not only did he take Ty's advice and get a bidet on his toilet, but he got just the shower upstairs was so. It was like stone and beautiful and like the perfect pressure and like, oh God,
I never even went up there.
Oh, it was
I guess
so
I missed out.
nice. You totally missed out.
I went up there. I didn't shower up there though.
Oh God.
I showered downstairs and then never made it to the upstairs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So great. Brad Sheets gave us $2, so we got a drink. Okay, let's see. You guys still have beer. I'm gonna get some of this
son of a bitch!
Wheelhouse whiskey.
Give me a drink.
Thank you, Brad Sheets. Give me a little shot of that old whiskey here.
Let's turn this into the
Cheers, Brad.
Drunk on.
Yeah, let's get Thank you, Brad. Cheers.
Well, you don't have to drive at least. $2. Drink.
Yeah, drink, you son of a bitch. Do it. So yeah, we stayed there. And then we went to breakfast at Jeremy's house, and Jeremy, like, God
Oh my
damn.
Jeremy and Christina pulled out all the stops.
It was like walking into like a Mother's Day brunch.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yep, and the bakers brought a bunch of morels. Thank you guys so much. And they it was like lightly fried in like, I don't know, garlic or
That
something.
was such a good breakfast.
Oh,
Well, it's like last year after Man with Power, they were here for you,
yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were here for hanging out, and I'm pretty sure they were just like, yeah, hold my mimosa, and
Yeah, let's go.
yeah,
yeah.
On the yogurt and the fresh berries. And,
Yeah,
Man,
it
they
was all so
knocked
good.
it out of the
that
frickin'
was
park.
really great.
And the only downside was like we were sitting there, and my plan was
oh god,
my
yeah, I forgot
plan
about
was
this.
we were gonna chill with Jeremy. We were gonna chill with everybody, like have a nice leisurely breakfast, chat, hang out, take our time. And our plan was to leave it around, I don't know, 11:30. And even with that, we were going to get into Minneapolis around
because it was
6:30, 7, yeah.
Something like that.
So we're going to get there maybe around 6. And we thought, okay, well, show starts at, I don't know, 8 or 9. And we'll probably go until 1 or 2. And so we'll get there at 6 and we'll get there like super duper early. And then I get a message that the show starts at 7 and load-in is at like 3:30. And it's like 10:45 and we are 6 hours away. And so it's like, not going to happen, guys. Sorry.
But we better wrap it up and get on the road.
So I really want to spend more time with the Inner Siege guys, with the Bakers, but it just was unfortunately not meant to be. So yeah, we hauled ass to Minneapolis.
We had some great Taco John's at some random gas station
in Iowa.
I love
Taco John's.
It was actually my first Taco John's experience.
Me too. I've never eaten Taco John's in my life.
Yeah. Yep.
It was pretty 65%.
The fries were what they call their fries is
potato olays.
Yeah, potato olays.
Potato olays.
That's the best part.
Don't give me that olay shit.
I still don't get that with venues when it's like a show starts at 8 and they're like arrive at 3 and it's like, really? Like
No.
the doors don't even open till like an hour before the band start. Like what is the reason for this?
Well, and the shit of it is we haul ass there and we still got there before
we
Thor
sat around for like a few hours.
No, okay, to be fair, the opening band was there and sound checking when we got there.
Yeah.
So good on them for being punctual. From in town, it should, obviously not be a problem for them.
Right.
But no, I mean, we arrived just about concurrently with John and Thor.
John,
Yeah.
I will say though, like great venue. It's too bad they're demolishing it to put the light rail in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
B, really good sound guy. We had two really good sound guys both nights.
I'm
blanking on his name too, but
he did a great job.
Yeah, and I have Thor has never sounded better. Never. I saw them a couple times up in Green Bay, and here they just sounded absolutely amazing. They did a great job. I came up and sang Metal Calling with them, and Thor had some funny stories from up on stage. So when Thor talks, he talks like this all the time. This is what Thor talks like. And even down in the green room, he'll say, "Hey, Ty, great to see you again. How's it going? Let me shake your hand. My name is Thor. How's it go?" He talks like this. And so he's up on the stage, and he says, "I remember there was a nude beach back in the 70s where I would go and expose myself." And we're just sitting here like, I don't think that's... I mean, I get what you're saying, Thor, but I don't think that's the right verbiage. Maybe, let's go expose myself.
Like, whenever I hear expose myself, I expect him, having a trench coat, and
Yeah.
But and he kept calling John and Ted, oh, gorgeous boys, beautiful, look at these beautiful, gorgeous boys.
It's so weird. Look at their soft, supple skin.
But Thor's he's a hilarious guy. He's great. I love hanging out with him. He's super fun.
They're touring the whole country.
They're going to play New York. They were going to play New York next after that show, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which was already a few weeks ago, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's...
Yeah, and so it was super fun to hang out with them. Great to see John. Great to see Ted. Oh man, I could just hang out with those guys just all the time. What?
It says see John. I thought it said CGI. Great CGI.
Great CGI.
Thor looks so lifelike.
Yeah. The hologram was really perfect. It was even the voice. It sounded perfectly just like him.
My buddy Joe made it out, so always good to catch up with him.
Yeah, I found out that my parents were in Minneapolis, for something completely separate, and they were just hanging out at the hotel, and they're like, "There's nothing to do tonight," and I just didn't call them.
I was actually going to ask you if your mom and Dan were going to stop by.
So I called them later, and they're like, "Oh my God, why did you tell us?" I'm like, "Well, check the Facebook."
You only had 700 things to worry about that day. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. They'll come to the next one. Thor. Man, Thor was great. What? Oh yeah, the thing that happened with the toilet.
Yes.
So we caught this on our live stream. If you're on our Patreon, then you will see the link to this. Go watch the Thor live stream and go to the very, very end, the last like 2 minutes of the Thor live stream. And if you're not on the Patreon, patreon.com/Lords of the Trident, get on there. We live stream all of our shows at the $10 or $15 level.
Put down the meth pipe.
Put down that meth pipe. Get that meth pipe out of your mouth and get on that Patreon. Patreon.com/Lords of the Trident. Yeah.
It's the catch line.
It's the catch. It's the tagline. Get that meth pipe out of your mouth. Go on. Put the money that you would put towards meth towards our Patreon. Patreon.com/Lords of the Trident. Yeah. Okay. So if you go to the last 2 minutes of the Thor live stream, this is gold. Like, there was the guy who owned the Lee's Liquor Lounge, or maybe just the head bartender or whatever. I referred to him as Wesley Willis's dad because he kept just saying like, "God damn son of a bitch, you know what my favorite lyric is? Suck a dick. That's my favorite lyric." Like he's just walking around in the basement like saying weird ass things. And so some woman went into the women's bathroom and took the lid off of one of the toilets, the toilet lid, and went into the other stall and smashed the hell out of like the seat and the the toilet part of just one of the toilets, and water started spraying everywhere. They just shut down the women's toilet completely. And like I don't know why they did that basically, but the guy got on stage as soon as Thor was done, and he's like, "Hey, I just want to say, we had a great night tonight. A lot of people. It's great to have people come out and support, local metal. I gotta say something. I gotta get something off my chest. Whoever did that thing to the ladies' bathroom, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna kick your fucking teeth in. And
if I was a lady,
yeah. I'll kick your fucking teeth in. And I got one thing to say to you. You could suck a fat baby's dick." And he drops the mic. And he's like,
"You can suck a fat baby's dick. Have a good night."
Have a good night. Yeah. Like, and that was one of the times where I looked at Brent, and he looked at me, and we're like, "Thank God for the live stream. Thank God for multi-track audio capture, because I have that, and now I'm gonna make that like my ringtone. Like my phone's gonna be like, suck a fat baby's dick, suck a fat baby's dick." Like, my God, what an amazing night. Captured forever.
Diablo, hello. I will be, Andrew and I will be playing the latest season of Diablo 3 after this, when I get home. So yeah. The Thor, and then we got to stay with, and then we got to go down to Rochester, and we stayed with Charles, and that was super duper fun. And yeah, Aki, do you want to tell about the quest for the Frosties for Wendy's?
Oh no, it's
too painful.
It's too painful.
Yeah, it didn't end well.
It didn't. We didn't get our Frosties,
now
even though
we get it in Minnesota,
in Minneapolis.
Twin Cities limits, not outside.
Even though the show ended early, we didn't take the opportunity to stop in the city and get a Frosties at Wednesdays because we're like, oh, it's going to be too busy. We're like, we'll just go to Rochester's an hour away. We'll make it by then. Yeah, we didn't make it. So by the time we got over to Charles's, we were super hungry. Luckily, they had pizzas. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
oh my God,
killer!
The 2 dogs really helped.
Oh, that was amazing.
And they didn't have like annoying small yappy dogs.
They had big,
like nice big
husky
dogs. Yeah, they had like a husky and like a lab mix.
Yeah,
lab German Shepherd mix.
I probably had the best sleep of any night on tour ever at their house. Oh my God, I hit the pillow and I was just like dead for 10 hours. And I woke up and I'm like, I'm human again. I'm alive. Hey. Is that somebody say hey? Hey. So that was recent. Anybody have anything else to say about that weekend?
It was a fun time.
Yeah.
We rectified. Michelle and Edub were along. Helped with loading and hanging and having good times.
They brought the awesomeness quota up.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Does anyone feel weird with these like live streams where comments were like expected? Like, it seems so weird. Because normally I feel like this is the kind of thing we do for like what's like Camp Soda or Voyeuress type sites where we're like, who wants to see Ty take his top off? Oh, all right.
Oh, I'm getting kind of hot in here. I wonder if anybody wants to send me a super chat.
It seems so weird.
Man, this shirt is so restrictive.
We're just having like a regular like sit down on the couch, and then we have all these random chats here.
I know, it's great. I love the lag too. I can see myself go.
We rectified the Frosty situation by getting concrete mixers in La Crosse on the way home, which was a nice little little pit stop, and then it was a fun little weekend for sure.
Couple quick things before we wrap it up for the night. There is a brand new interview up on our YouTube page with Roy Elkins, the CEO of Broadjam and the founder of the Between the Waves Music Conference. We sit down and we chat about the state of the music industry and if it is still possible to make a living doing music in 2019. And it's interesting because the thing I really like about Roy's interview is that I interviewed Sarah Longfield, and that blew up. That has like 25,000 views on it right now. And Sarah, I think, and to some extent myself, had sort of a pessimistic view of the state of the music industry in some aspects. But Roy was very, very optimistic, so it was a very good, like, kind of a balance. So if you haven't seen that yet, check it out, youtube.com/Torch of the Trident. I mean, if you're watching this live right now, you're on it. So just, Yep.
I make a living doing music.
Yep. Brian believes.
I teach, and I play in Lords, and I play in a couple cover bands, and I'm not wealthy, but I make a living. Mm-hmm. So, the end. See, that was an easy interview.
Yeah. Brian, is it possible to still make a living?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. And speaking of Roy, and speaking of Between the Waves, so right now the cut interview, which is about 45 minutes, is up on our YouTube channel. The full hour and a half interview is available to our Patreon backers at any level. So if you want to see that, or if you want to see the full uncut Sarah interview, or if you want to see the full uncut Sarah interview number 2, we did 2 interviews with Sarah Longfield. Those are up on our Patreon, patreon.com/Torch of the Trident. If you just donate $1 to the cause of heavy metal, you will get the full uncut interviews as well as a whole bunch of other stuff, access to exclusive videos, TRIDENTcasts, bootlegs, all that sort of fun stuff. That's up at patreon.com/Torch of the Trident. The people who are on the Patreon, thank you so much for being Patreon backers. You literally help keep this band independent and going and awesome. You people are amazing. We love you. You are the best people in the entire world. So thank you so much for being our backers.
Hi, Johnny. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but...
Yep. So that's up. So speaking of Roy, there is a conference coming up here in Madison, Wisconsin called Between the Waves. It's coming up June 7th through June 9th. And if you're interested in learning how the music industry works, how to make a living doing music, how to earn money off of your music, or anything related to the music business in general, I cannot recommend this conference enough. There's going to be a bunch of amazing speakers. Martin Atkins is going to be there. Butch Vig is going to be there. Craig Anderton is going to be there, along with so many other cool people. And I am going to be doing a series of interviews at the Between the Waves Festival, interviewing all these awesome people. So that's going to be super fun. And that's going to be coming out on the YouTube channel, as well as the Patreon. The uncut stuff is going up on the Patreon soon, too. So lots more content coming your way. We got some more acoustic stuff on the way. We got more. We're going to have bootlegs from this weekend and from Psycho Stick coming up for you. So Patreon's going to be hopping very, very soon. I mean, it's been hopping for kind of the last month, but it's going to be even more hopping very soon.
Hoppier.
It's going to be very hoppy. It's going to be like a double.
It's going to be
triple IPA.
Triple IPA Patreon.
Triple IPA. And so I guess the last thing I had was that we did a second interview with Sarah Longfield. That's up on her channel, youtube.com/Sarah Longfield. And the uncut stuff is up on the Patreon, so check that out. Did you guys have anything to add? Any movies, any games, anything you want to recommend before we sign off for the night?
Yeah. I finally saw Avengers Endgame.
Oh, I did too.
It was wonderful. It was really good.
Oh, Brian hasn't seen it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay.
It was good.
I thought,
but you liked it.
Yeah. It was
the
really
end.
good.
All right.
I thought it was very good.
Me too.
Aki, you and I will discuss it in length.
Yes, after
Did
I
you
go
see
home,
it?
which will be
Okay, we're gonna kick Brian out.
which will be pretty quick here.
We're gonna kick Brian out, and then we're gonna talk. 2 last things. If you haven't yet gotten Mega Colossus's new EPV, oh my God, what are you doing? Go buy this. This is just freaking like I have not stopped listening to this for a month. I love this EP, and Mega Colossus are like are super bros. I got to hang out with them this weekend, or at least part of them this weekend at Legions of Metal. Seriously, go buy this Mega Colossus V. Look up Mega Colossus Bandcamp. Oh, it is like, it's the best EP I've ever heard. And then Brian and I went and saw Sarah Longfield and Felix Martin. And
the other bands were Squid Hammer Metal,
Unnecessary Gunpoint Lecture,
and
Cast in Fire.
Well,
that was this. Yeah, that was a Sunday. It was great. Sarah did wonderful. She had a fever. She had 101-degree fever, and she just destroyed it on stage and then passed out.
Made it look effortless as usual. Yes.
So, yeah, Aki.
Oh my god, Dan, if you're still watching this, yeah, definitely check out Mega Colossus V. The last song, Navigator, the chorus at the end is so infectious.
Navigator.
Yeah, it's so good.
Navigator. Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us for the live stream, for our first live stream ever. And for those of you who are watching after the fact, thank you so much for watching. Thanks to our sponsors, Boss Meadery, Wheelhouse Whiskey, and SKB Cases, baby. Set it on fire, throw it down a staircase, put it in an American Airlines flight. Doesn't matter because it's SKB, baby. Woo! And, of course, buy Mega Colossus, buy Sarah Longfield. Get on that Patreon. Take that meth pipe out of your mouth. Give us a super chat. Make us drink. We love you. Thank you so much for supporting us, for being awesome, for being amazing people. And we will see you next time. Aki, you've got the final word. This is it.
Always believe in yourself.
Good night.
Good night.